would like to express my concerns with the Department of Justice review of the proposed Comcast-NBC merger. Over the past 20 years, our federal antitrust laws have been so eroded that many believe that our regulatory agencies will simply rubber stamp any large transaction that comes before them. Corporations and institutions do not become too big to fail overnight. At some point, there is a failure of oversight. I just heard someone commend you for the changes that you had made, but I'm not aware of them, and maybe you can talk about a little bit about that today. Moreover, many legal experts argue that the guiding principles that have historically framed DOJ merger review proceedings are obsolete, and there is no real way for the American public to gauge how DOJ will review transactions such as Comcast-NBC merger. In fact, many industry insiders believe that ultimately the DOJ and FCC will approve this merger without fully considering the public interest. Comcast Corporation is already airing commercial advertisings, giving the impression that its merger with NBC Universal is a done deal. And you need to know that we did get the cooperation of the FCC to extend the comment period, and now we are organizing, and about 60 members of Congress have signed a petition to get public hearings. And I hope that before DOJ makes its decision, that they would ask the FCC if, in fact, they are going to hold those hearings, and you have the benefit of that information. Therefore, to the extent you're able to discuss, I would like to hear from you about what this DOJ is doing to ensure that federal antitrust principles are respected within current and future merger reviews, and more broadly, antitrust, the big one, the media merger, the purchase of NBC by Comcast, and how you view these things. We're concerned because of the size of this purchase, and we're concerned that this consolidation will cause Comcast to own movie studios, internet, cable, broadband, you name it. And some of these mergers, they don't have any public hearings on. We work with the FCC, and they did agree to extend the comment period. Now, what is your responsibility?
Well, we certainly look at these for their impact on competition and whether or not they unnecessarily consolidate things that should be separate. The Justice Department does not typically hold hearings, or does not hold hearings when we conduct our antitrust investigations. I understand that the FCC perhaps has had one or is planning to have one, and that certainly, I think, is in there for them to decide. The work that the Justice Department does is typically done in a non-public setting.
Would you be advantaged in any way if you had information from a public hearing from all kinds of production groups and people involved in media about the lack of access to ownership and programming and management and all of that? Would that help you in any way with your decision?
Sure. I mean, we make our best decisions when we have access to the greatest amount of information.
So public hearings that would draw this information out could be helpful to you. Is that right?
They could be, but we will be taking our own steps to try to reach out to potentially affected parties and individuals and get information from them. But certainly anything that develops the record, that gets more information out there that we can have access to, would be something that would be good.
And could I have my staff talk with you about what steps you will be, perhaps we could be of assistance coming from the Los Angeles area, where we have lots of people in production, et cetera, that's really concerned about this purchase, okay?
Sure, I'd be glad to talk to you now, but again, there are limits that when we have ongoing investigations, there's only so much that we can discuss, but I think in terms, there may be...
whatever you can discuss.
There may be things we can discuss, though.